Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Kit View Time. Today we got a little gem. What we've got here is Dora wings, 1/72 scale, Westland Lysander Mk.III. Now over the last probably year, 2 years now, I've been really getting into 1/72 scale kits. And again, if you haven't been looking at them over the last few years, you wouldn't have realised probably how far they've come. You're no longer these old sort of Airfix and Matchbox 72nd, and if you want the detail, you need 48th, and if you want more detail, you want to go 32nd, so forth and so on. Nowadays, engineering is that good, and the quality of the moulding, things like that, 72nd is as good as what you'll find in 48 scale and 32nd, and in some cases even surpasses them for level of detail and things like that. So anyway, what we got down in here is that iconic Lysander, very much in the night scheme here, doing obviously a little bit of insertion work, somewhere pretty with some palm trees in the background. Okay, some of the other kits that they actually do, again, be really nice to get some of these, I think. All right, and then we've got the bit on the box down in there. So the kit number for this one is DW72023. Okay, and then last up we've got it down there. So you can see it's not going to be massive, okay, but it's no tiny little model either. It's got a length of basically 13 centimeters, got a wingspan of 23, 120 parts, okay, so got 17 photo etch parts, and obviously the usual bits on there. Okay, so in the box, we can just get this little guy to stand up. We can see we are greeted by a nice little package, all right, and we've got some pieces down here and get them out. All right. So as always, we'll have a look in here first. I think that's literally just the colour call outs, it is. All right, so just down in here, we've got it. So as you can see, we've got a little bit of resin down in here, really nice touch. We've got photo etch, we've got a mask set, lovely decal sheet, and obviously a couple of sprues as we can see down in here. Assembly wise, for a change, we're actually starting down with the actual cowling. We've got actually the drop tank for the fuel tank, and we've got the tail planes at the back. Okay, then we're over to the engine. So we've got a nicely detailed engine look to it. We've got various bits in here, very small parts between the mounts and various things. Then we're into the cockpit, and as you can see, fully detailed with framework and all the various parts you might expect down in there, just like that. Then we're over to the actual fuselage section, going in with that full interior. Again, this is what we're saying about 72nd stuff these days is on par with anything you find in 48 and above, all right? So again, working that one in. A little bit of glass work obviously going down in there, choices to be made as in there are different versions of it, and then it's a case of putting the actual fuselage with the engine system and the mounts and everything else, bringing them in. Wings, two-piece upper and lower control surfaces being fitted down in there with the ailerons, okay, and on the other side. All right, then we've actually got the gear. So it looks like we've got split wheels, split hubs. All right, we'll see if there's any weight on wheels down in there, but those ones all being fitted in. And then it's the wings being fitted, tail planes and rudder. Again, some little parts down in there, adding more detail. And then bringing in the wing spars, a little bit around the tail area, and then underneath the actual between the gear, with the gear being fitted and that fuel tank. Okay, and that completes your build. Markings down in here, we've got Burma 1945 with 257 Squadron. Okay, looking very nice with the sort of Burmese markings on with that one. Or you've got more traditional ones down in here from Tempsford, okay, with 161 Squadron in 1942 with that more traditional black underside and the sort of grey-green camo on the top. Okay, or you've got the full night experience down in here with 616 Squadron at Tempsford again in 1944 in the complete black, overall black down on there with a gorgeous bronze nose on there like that. So very nice indeed. Now I know what you're thinking, it's just a Lysander and nothing to get excited about. Bear with me because I think you're going to be quite impressed with this one. Okay, so what we've got down in here, first off the bat, we'll pop these out of the bag here, and we can see. So, to start with, we get this, which as you can see is a beautiful piece of photo etch right the way through. So you've got your harnesses, we've got various things for inside the cockpit. We've got cowls, I assume open or closed as well with the cowling system on that one. So you'd be bending there, rudder pedals, we've got the ladder, pretty much everything that you would need. Sorry, glaring out the camera just like that. And again, it's thin, so very, very nice indeed. You do get, and it is a die cut mask set for all you guys who hate masking canopies, and let's face it, there's a lot of glass on this. You've actually got it, but you can see it's completely die cut, so that makes life a lot easier. and we've got some decals. And to be honest with you, they're not too bad. I think they're okay. They're not flat, as in dead flat. They're probably a satin finish, but you've got all the various ones you can imagine. Catching it in the light, you can see with your carrier films on there. It's pretty much what you'd expect. A little bit around the edges, but generally very nice right the way through. And we've got some basic ones, as you imagine, for the actual areas up here for the instrument dials. But don't forget, we're 70 seconds. You're not going to see much of this. All right, now the bits. Okay, so starting down in here, as you can see, we've got a beautiful fuselage section down on these ones. And then if we move down in here, you can see the level of detail. And actually, beautiful recessed panel lines, very fine panel lines. We've got this gorgeous sort of stressed for the fabric cover down the back. We've got the metal areas. We've got that sort of, you know, the eyes for latching and all those different areas. You see, you've got the actual engine down in here, which, you know, again, in 70-second, I think that's pretty acceptable. You might agree. Okay, nice big locating points down in here for the actual tailplanes to be fitted, so no chance of them being knocked off. Okay, we've got the gear, and again, all recessed details around those gear sort of housings, and down here on the bottoms, but also on the inside. What's really nice here, we've got all the ribbing and all your detail, as you might imagine, it's going to go in with that internal cockpit, but there's no ejector pins, so no nasties to get rid of or anything else like that. So you're going to have fantastic detail on the inside as well as on the outside. Very little flash as well to really write home about. There is sink marks all over it actually in here, but there's none on any of the parts. So again, little gem for that one. Okay, we've got a couple of bits in the bag here. We've actually got, I presume, a little flat area or something else like that. So watch your parts in the bag. Okay, looking at the wings, again, catching it in the light straight off the bat, you can see it's a little bit, perhaps some of these are a little bit crude, but again, it's all recessed details on all of this, which is really nice. You've got a little bit of stressed effect, but it's very, very subtle, as it would be. So you've got very nice details down in this one. And again, catching these little bit of stressed work across the formers of the wings, showing beautifully in scale. It's not overdone. Okay, and there's the undersides. Again, very nicely done. I think that's actually beautifully done. And again, it's a little bit of clean up, a little bit of flash here and there on these, but generally it's very, very small. On the underside, you can see we've got a little bit of cleanup you're going to have to do in here just to sand them out, just to give you a nice sandwiched area to make sure you're clear and good to go. But you can see, pretty nice. Maybe a little bit of distortion, little areas just underneath here, but the rest of it's all very nice. Then on the next one, as you can see, we've got various details on these, and again, all recessed right the way through. Those engine cowls, very nice. That's the bit that we're missing. The other ones come off the sprue, but fair enough. You can see all of these down and around on here. Beautifully done. Very, very nice indeed. And again, on the underside, clear and crisp right the way through. And then on these ones, again, all the small parts, and to be honest, probably go down this way. As you can see, this is all the details for inside that cockpit. So this is all the framework, and then obviously the electronic-y bits and everything else. You can see there's the actual instrument panel. Wouldn't take too much to liven that up. And again, a little bit of flash running around some of these parts, as you can see around here, and some bits at the top on this particular sprue, but pretty much easy cleanup with all of that one. No problems with those at all. And we've actually got the drop tanks, and that centre part is going to go between the gear legs down in there. So again, nice looking kit down in there. And then of course we've got the clear parts and our little bit of resin. So the resin, if we can get these out, okay, so some of these parts have come off the sprues. So to start with, this is the all the lines and everything off of the engine, and again, it maybe needs a little bit of cleanup. That's not for kid ourselves here, it's not the best, but really you're going to be looking more at this hosing at the top here than you are on the side parts. Okay, but nice touch to have that in there nevertheless. Okay, down in here we've got the clear part, so this is obviously the windscreen, and again, its scale is going to let it down a little bit. It's a little bit cloudy and foggy, that's fine. It's not a AAA title on this one, but it's not bad at all. And then some of the other ones you can see on here aren't too bad at all, pretty clear. Again, not as sharp as perhaps you find on other manufacturers, but it's a good old stab at it nevertheless. And there you have it. What a beautiful little kit. And for 24 quid, I think it's a little gem. It's not going to be too small. It's not going to be tiny, tiny, but it's going to have a wingspan, and we've said about 24, so it's going to be sort of this by this. It's going to be a nice size really to do it, but the amount of detail that's in it for a 72nd scale kit is absolutely amazing. You know, we don't get that much detail in 48 scale ones, let's face it, and then obviously the bigger kits are getting older, but they're definitely showing their age. But that is a little gem. Never built one of theirs before, so it'd be interesting to know exactly how it goes together. So if it has, drop me a line and let me know. So anyway, there we go. That's the Dora wings, 1/72 Westland Lysander.